Hi! So today my dad and I went on our first scuba diving expedition. We went with a couple of other people from another diving school to some sand diving site. And I just wanted to make my own personal diving blog. Normally it's a diving log, but we don't have one. So I'm gonna make one and record it because this is a very significant experience for me since diving has always been on, well, not always, but it has been on my current bucket list for a while. See, in high school I was really terrified of the deep end. I could never do the task where, you know, when the teacher throws stuff into the water and you can like compete with your friends to get it. I can't. My ears hurt. Like, it just never worked. So the thought of going down, like even 2 meters, 5 meters, let alone 10, like never occurred to me that it would happen. But my friend convinced me to take scuba class and kind of hooked me up with his friend who teaches scuba, so I'm pretty glad that I got to do it. My biggest concern when starting scuba was how to clear my ears, because obviously my ears has always been a problem, and 2 meters, 10, like, that's a lot more than a pool. But luckily he was really nice with us, so we had a day in the pool where we slowly moved to the deep end, and it was not bad as long as you clear your ears along the way. And there's like 3 main techniques, and I use all of them. So that's done. I'm like, that's like the biggest accomplishment for me in the first day, and even today. I remember the feeling of looking at they have like a dive computer which looked like a watch, and it says 9.5 and then 10, and I was like, hi. Real talk here though, like I didn't go into scuba thinking it was gonna be an easy experience, but I have to admit it's so stressful. Like, you're like under a huge body of water, and since we are still getting our certification, it's not like a recreational dive, it's a skill test under the water. Like, so you're no longer in the pool, and we have to like practice, you know, letting water into our mask, clearing it, sharing air with our partners, and even like, you know, letting go of our regulator, which is the stuff we breathe through, and getting it back. So the skills themselves weren't bad, like they're doable, they're all doable, they're not hard. So I've come to the conclusion that I feel like one of the biggest challenges of scuba diving is actually conquering your mind. What do I mean by that? Well, I feel like you have a lot of self-talk that goes on in your head, a lot of fears, a lot of like, you know, stuff you feel in your chest, at least I do. And I noticed like how tight it felt here, being up there on the surface. But I'm like, we here like need to do this. So we slowly descended down. Once you're down there, yes, it's pretty, like the fishes are swimming, there's coral, but you need to think about breathing, you know, regular flow of breath, because if you don't breathe properly, you can have like many injuries happen to your body. I'm not going to go into details, but we know that because we took an exam on it today. Apart from that, it's like, you know, it's like I don't know, I guess when you learn a new skill, it's always hard, but there's just this extra pressure of being underwater and like this impending sense of panic that I felt. But I knew that it wasn't okay to panic, and all seriousness, it's not okay. I mean, if you panic, then just someone will help you, your instructor will help you. It's just the thought of it is really scary. Like, I was definitely very stressed and anxious, but I knew that to save my own life I had to actually, you know, keep control of my mind, my thought, my self-talk, breathe, and just go with it. And it worked. I mean, I'm here alive, it's fun. It's just when you look at Instagram and other like social media feed and people post like, oh, diving here, like clear water, you don't really think about the practicalities of getting underwater. So me getting this experience today, like I don't know how I feel about it yet. I'm still confused because like I remember thinking like I can never do this as a hobby, but then again, it's only my first day and we did 2 dives, and based on theory and practice, I guess, like the first 10 meters is the hardest because that's when the most pressure change happen and your ears hurt. So literally me and my dad, we were just like concentrating on clearing our ears the whole way down, so we're not really appreciating the view. And also once you're down there, it's not like you're just diving around to see stuff. Like, you're tested on the skills you learn in the pool, and it's very uncomfortable. Letting water into your mask, like it kind of hurts your eye a bit because the salt water is salt, on your eyes, but it's not too bad, it's bearable, it's just uncomfortable. And that plus the self-talk of being underwater. We did it, we're good. This is a sign saying okay, and then they shake your hand when you complete the test. Second thing is like letting go of your regulator. Like, you know, you have a spare one like on your chest. You have like, they call it redundancy, or you have spares of every single thing, just in case one thing fails so you can survive and come up to the top. It's just the thought of it, you know, letting go of your regulator. I remember my instructor was like, your turn, get it out. I was like, okay. I took like 3 more breaths in before I actually let go of my regulator and did the thing. It was fine, like it's really easy. You just like put your hand here and you'll find it, or you can wave your hand down and you'll find it. So like, that's why I said like the system and the skills themselves aren't the problem. It's us like panicking and just, you know, getting overwhelmed by your self-talk and the task that you just learned. So briefly, I didn't take any notes down, but the dive we did 2 dives today. One in the morning and then one in the afternoon. I think both of them like are around 30 minutes, so not too long since we're beginners. And the first dive, we went 5 meters. Second dive was maximum like 10. So overall it was really nice. And the creatures that we saw were some like Nemo fishes, anemone. I can't say that word. Basically the coral and the Nemo fishes, we saw some of those. We saw like the flat fishes, you know, the one that looked like sand. We saw some actually sand fishes who like would poke their head out, so that was pretty cute. Like the fishes were like the best part of scuba diving for me, at least. When I actually concentrate on looking at the fishes, I don't feel stressed out. It's just when I have to think about surviving. That's when I feel stressed out. Another thing, oh my god, like freaking sea urchins. So as beginners, you don't really know how to control your buoyancy, which is how you float and like where you float. So I was like, we went to this one area where literally the floor had so many of these black spiked creatures, and you're not supposed to touch them because you'll bleed. I was so scared. I was like trying to get away, and then at one moment I was going the other way and I turned back and I couldn't see anyone. I found my dad in less than a minute. He was like right around the corner, but still. And then after that I realized that there's no way around it. We have to swim back, and that's gonna be sea urchins. So I don't know how, but somehow buoyancy happened. Like I was literally, from touching the sand, I like bounced myself off, and I was literally swimming like 1 meters, which is an accomplishment. I don't know how I did that, and continued 1 meters throughout that freaking like minefield of sea urchins, and then we went up. So that's another accomplishment I hope I can achieve. So you might wonder, how tiring is diving? I mean, I never wondered because I was too busy being stressed out, but just in case anyone is interested, I don't know, I feel like it depends on your fitness and age. But then again, I feel like my dad's much fitter than me because he cycles a lot, but for him it's physically tiring. So I don't know whether it's because of how he moves around in water. But long story short, it's not supposed to be too tiring because ideally, to conserve air and stay down longer, you're supposed to conserve energy, which means not like unnecessarily moving around. You don't even swim with your arm. Like you keep it to your chest to avoid like corals, destroying corals and all that. So you use your legs, and it's like very gentle, very slow. Like everything under there is like slow, 1 breath at a time, slow. So like it's not supposed to be tiring. Like for me, I would say that for a beginner, it's really mentally tiring if you already have like a slight fear of going underwater or, you know, being submerged. Other than that, like I don't feel tired. Like it's been 2 days. Like yesterday was pool time, today was actually open water, and I don't feel like tired, like aching muscles. I definitely felt like I could go to bed real early like today and yesterday, but other than that, like no major fatigue in terms of muscle use and everything. Compare this to like snowboarding and everything else. Like snowboarding, you definitely feel it in your legs, like it's burning, but this you don't really feel. Yeah, so that's what I missed. And I think another thing that might get tired, not after but during the actual diving, is breathing. Because correct me if I'm wrong, anyone who's an expert in scuba, but I felt like you really use your diaphragm to breathe, because you can't breathe through your nose, so you would inhale, exhale using like your lungs and diaphragm. So that got really tiring at during my first dive when we got up, I was like, I can't breathe when I got up on the surface, but it wasn't that I can't breathe, it's just because I was tired, so I didn't really inhale properly through my mouth. Luckily I could just take my regulator out because it's normal air. But yeah, that's what you might find during your first dive experience. So I'm kind of like, I think I needed to make this video to debrief and just give like a real talk experience of how it felt like to be on a first day scuba diving in open water. Tomorrow we're going again. It's our last day. I'm pretty excited for it actually, like now that I'm further away from the ocean, like less stressful. I don't know, I'm just excited because I hope that at my third and fourth dive I'll be more comfortable. I mean, honestly the second dive was much better because I was still anxious, but I knew that it was slightly less than the anxiety I felt the first time going down, because at least now I kind of knew what it was like. It doesn't make it completely easy, but I definitely am so glad I did this. I don't know when else I would have done scuba diving. Like, I feel like I would just put it off. And also, I had this thought when I was taking the theory exam, when everything was done, that, wow, multiple choice questions, bless, they're so easy, like what the heck, like, exams, life, why am I stressed out about that? It just gives me like a new perspective on life, thinking that, yeah, stuff I get stressed out about, like exams, I felt like in that moment, exams are easy, scuba diving is hard and stressful. So I guess thanks scuba diving, you took a slight amount of stress off my GMAT exam. Yeah, so yeah, we're going to go back tomorrow. I will check in again to update my diving log. I might have talked really fast in this video, but I can't slow down because feelings are high. So yeah, thanks for watching this. I don't know if I will post, but I guess I will because it's such an interesting experience, just in case anyone wants to know what it's like. And yeah, I'll see you on dive day 2. Bye.